Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story isn't just inspiring, it's a powerful reminder what hard work, dedication, and persistence can achieve. If you're looking to pick up some new English vocabulary while boosting your listening skills, this is the perfect video for you. And trust me, by the time you hear the whole story, you'll feel more motivated than ever. It's about a man who started with absolutely nothing and rose to become one of the greatest sports icons in history, Michael Jordan. Born on February 17, 1963, in Brooklyn, New York, Michael grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina. He was the fourth child in a hard-working family. His parents, Dolores and James Jordan Sr., played a huge role in shaping his character. His mother was strict and focused on discipline, while his father was his role model and biggest supporter. From them, Michael learned the value of hard work, respect, and determination. As a kid, Michael wasn't the best athlete. He was shy and often struggled with believing in himself. Interestingly, his first love was baseball, not basketball. But thanks to his mother's encouragement, he decided to give basketball a try and join the team at Emsley A. Laney High School. At first, things didn't go the way he hoped. In his sophomore year, he didn't make the team. Imagine that the man who would go on to be called the greatest basketball player of all time was once cut from his high school squad. For many people, that would have been the end. But not for Michael. He went home heartbroken, but his parents reminded him that success always comes from effort and persistence. That summer, Michael trained like never before, shooting hoops for hours, running, building his strength, and pushing himself every single day. He didn't just play basketball. He lived and breathed it. He was determined to show the world that he could be great. By the next year, he had made the team again, and this time he was unstoppable. His speed, jumping ability, and scoring skills set him apart. But even more impressive was his mindset. He had learned that failure wasn't something to fear. It was a stepping stone toward achievement. After high school, Michael played for the University of North Carolina under legendary coach Dean Smith. There, he learned lessons about discipline, teamwork, and focus. In 1982, he hit the game-winning shot in the NCAA championship, marking the first big moment of his rise to stardom. People across the country began to take notice. Michael Jordan was becoming a name everyone knew. Even with his growing reputation, there were still doubters. Some said he was too small or not strong enough at professional level. Michael ignored them. In 1984, he entered the NBA draft, and although he wasn't the number one pick, the Chicago Bulls recognized his potential and selected him third overall. Starting his career in the NBA was no small challenge. The league was filled with world-class players, and Michael knew he had to work harder than ever. From his very first season in 1984, he made an impact. He brought energy, skill, and a burning desire to win. Averaging 28.2 points per game as a rookie, he wowed fans with his electrifying style, soaring dunks, quick moves, and fearless plays against taller opponents. But what truly set Michael apart wasn't just his athletic talent. It was his belief that nothing was impossible if you worked for it. His confidence inspired his teammates and captured the hearts of fans everywhere. Still, despite his incredible individual performances, his early years with the Bulls didn't immediately lead to championships. The road to the top would be long and demanding, but Michael Jordan was ready to take it. Michael Jordan could soar through the air and pull off incredible moves on the court, but basketball has always been a team sport. In the early days with the Chicago Bulls, they struggled to get past the first round of playoffs, and the frustration began to weigh on him. Winning meant everything to Michael, yet it felt like the team wasn't quite ready to reach the top. Still, he refused to quit on himself or his teammates. Instead of dwelling on setbacks, he doubled down, putting in longer hours at practice, demanding more from those around him, and holding everyone to a higher standard. He didn't just lead by example. He pushed his teammates to elevate their game, sometimes in tough, direct ways, but always with the goal of making the team stronger. By the late 1980s, Jordan's reputation as a competitor was undeniable. He captured scoring titles in both 1987 and 1988, and in 1988, he earned his first NBA Most Valuable Player award. But individual success wasn't his ultimate goal. He wanted championships. He knew he couldn't do it alone, and that's when the Bulls made a pivotal move by hiring Phil Jackson as head coach. Jackson's calm, team-focused style perfectly balanced Michael's intense drive. He helped Jordan understand that teamwork could be just as powerful as raw talent. Introducing the triangle offense, Jackson created a system that played to Jordan's strengths while involving every player. This partnership between player and coach became the foundation of a basketball dynasty. In 1991, the Bulls finally broke through, reaching the NBA Finals to face the Los Angeles Lakers, led by the legendary Magic Johnson. The stakes were enormous. Jordan had often been compared to greats before him, and now he had the chance to prove himself on the biggest stage. The Bulls triumphed in 5 games, and Jordan earned his first Finals MVP. From that moment, the world knew he wasn't just a phenomenal player, he was a champion. Michael's hunger for victory didn't fade. Chicago went on to win the championship again in 1992 and 1993, completing a three-peat. At the peak of his career, however, tragedy struck. His father, James Jordan Sr., was murdered during a robbery. Heartbroken, Michael shocked the sports world by retiring from basketball. Following his father's love for baseball, he pursued a career in the minor leagues, but it became clear his true passion was still the game of basketball. In 1995, Jordan made an emotional return to the Bulls. His comeback reignited excitement across the league, and it didn't take long for him to show why he was called the greatest. He led Chicago to another 3 consecutive championships in 1996, 1997, and 1998, years that became some of the most celebrated in NBA history. His intelligence on the court, ability to deliver in clutch moments, and relentless with the win drove the Bulls to unparalleled success. When Michael Jordan retired for the second time in 1999, his resume was unmatched. 6 NBA championships, 6 Finals MVPs, and a status as a global icon. His legacy wasn't built solely on talent, but on his unshakable mindset. The belief that greatness comes from never stopping, no matter the obstacles. Even after leaving the game, that determination defined who he was and why he remains one of the most inspiring figures in sports history. Michael Jordan's influence on basketball went far beyond the court. His brand, Air Jordan, became a cultural icon, and his mark on both sports and popular culture remains strong today. His journey isn't simply a tale of basketball glory. It's a story of facing challenges head-on, refusing to quit, and constantly striving to be the very best. His life reminds us that true success is earned through relentless effort, resilience, and a mindset that never accepts defeat. In the early 1980s, Jordan was an emerging talent in basketball, known for his electrifying skills. At the same time, Nike, already a famous sportswear company, was struggling to break into basketball shoe market. They were well known for running shoes, but hadn't made a big splash in basketball. Looking to reinvent themselves, Nike wanted a player who could redefine the market and give their brand a new identity. They set their sights on a young rookie with the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan. Even though Jordan had yet to prove himself fully at the professional level, Nike recognized his potential. They offered him a deal, despite having little experience designing basketball footwear. Led by Phil Knight, Nike decided to take a gamble. They created something bold and unlike anything else at the time, a shoe called the Air Jordan. Featuring bright red, black, and white colors inspired by the Bulls, the design stood out instantly. But there was a twist. The NBA wasn't a fan. The league banned the shoes, claiming they didn't meet uniform standards. Instead of seeing this as a setback, Nike and Jordan used the ban to their advantage. They launched a marketing campaign highlighting that Jordan was wearing shoes the NBA didn't approve of, making them even more desirable. The ban turned into a selling point, symbolizing rebellion, individuality, and the courage to break rules in pursuit of greatness. The strategy worked beyond anyone's expectations. Air Jordans weren't just shoes. They became a status symbol. People bought them not only for basketball, but to look stylish and feel part of something greater. They represented ambition, self-belief, and the drive to stand out, just like Jordan himself. This partnership transformed both Michael Jordan's career and Nike's future. The success of Air Jordan turned Nike into a powerhouse in basketball footwear, and the brand became bigger than the sport itself. The message was clear. Take risks, believe in yourself, and create something the world hasn't seen before. Decades later, The Air Jordan line is still thriving, with sales continuing to dominate the sneaker market. The shoes have maintained their global appeal, and Jordan's name remains synonymous with excellence and determination. Through this collaboration, he redefined what it meant to be an athlete, not just a player, but a brand, a trendsetter, and a leader in business. Jordan's story didn't end when he stepped off the court. Even after his second retirement in 1999, he stayed in the spotlight, focusing on building his business empire. Air Jordan grew into more than a shoe brand. It became a worldwide phenomenon. For many, wearing a pair wasn't just about fashion. It was about adopting the mindset Jordan embodied: discipline, ambition, and the will to succeed. To own Air Jordans was to step into Michael Jordan's world, a world built on hard work, determination, and an unshakable belief in greatness. Michael Jordan's influence reached far beyond the basketball court. In 2006, he became part owner and president of basketball operations for the Charlotte Hornets. Under his guidance, the team gained fresh energy as he worked relentlessly to improve its performance. For Jordan, owning a team wasn't just a business move. It was a mission to see it succeed, just as he had once done with the Chicago Bulls. His competitive drive never faded, and he applied his sharp business sense to push the Hornets toward greater achievements. Perhaps the most remarkable part of his story is how he's inspired people from every corner of the world, not just basketball players. His mindset became a blueprint for success for students, entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, and anyone striving to reach their goals. Jordan's ability to turn setbacks into stepping stones made him a living example of resilience. One of his most well-known quotes is, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying." This perfectly reflects his character. He didn't see failure as something to fear. It was simply part of the journey. What mattered most to him was giving his full effort, pushing himself every time, and constantly aiming higher. That mindset is what made him the greatest of all time. To Jordan, success wasn't about always winning. It was about never losing the will to try. Beyond sports and business, Jordan's philanthropic work has left a lasting impact. He has donated millions to causes focused on education, healthcare, and youth development. Through the Jordan brand, he has worked to inspire and support young people, helping them build better futures. For him, success wasn't only about personal achievement. It was also about lifting others up along the way. Jordan's life proves that your starting point doesn't define your future. Growing up in a small town in North Carolina, he didn't come from wealth or privilege. But through discipline, hard work, and dedication, he became one of the most influential figures in the world. His life shows that your actions, not your circumstances, shape your destiny. Even today, Jordan continues to motivate others, whether through his Hall of Fame speeches, his role with the Hornets, or his charitable contributions. His message is simple. Success comes from believing in yourself, putting in the effort, and refusing to settle for less than greatness. His story is a powerful reminder that everyone faces setbacks, struggles, and moments of doubt. What matters is how you respond to them. Jordan never allowed failures to define him. He used them to become stronger. When people doubted him, he proved them wrong. When injuries set him back, he came back even better. When his teammates lost confidence, he inspired them to win. Michael Jordan's journey is a masterclass in resilience, leadership, and self-belief. It teaches us that success takes time, dedication, and a relentless drive to keep moving forward. His life stands as proof that with determination, risk-taking, and the courage to rise after every fall, anything is possible. Jordan is more than just a basketball legend. He's a living example of excellence, perseverance, and inspiration. His legacy will live on not just in history books, but in the hearts of everyone who dares to dream big and works tirelessly to make it happen. Achieving your goals isn't about taking the easy road. It's about confronting challenges, overcoming obstacles, and trusting yourself even when others doubt you. Just as Jordan turned doubt into fuel, you too can transform setbacks into strength. The path to success is rarely straight, but those difficult moments build character and teach life's most valuable lessons. Stay determined, keep working hard, and believe in your abilities. Because with the right mindset, you can achieve what once seemed impossible.